Hello and welcome everyone. We have somewhat of a slow news day. What I mean by that is I'm not going to talk about the same thing 26 times from 25 different angles. However, to give you a heads up, this is Mike Pence, this is Kamala Harris, and this is what happened last night. Yep. Whoop. Boom. He destroyed her in that debate, which I didn't think was really going to happen. Other than that, we just have three major pieces of news. And I know myself well enough to know that uh, the first one and the last one are going to piss me off. So I will talk extensively about it. And as far as the game goes, I will show you what we got here. Woo. We are heading due east. The dwarves are on the run. I think that's their last settlement or second to last settlement. We'll probably take this over after that. I have moved. I did do a few things off screen. I moved these guys out of here. Nothing important, just boring stuff. I moved them over towards their new respective positions, which is there. And he can probably move farther on foot. Move him over to Steingret. Because our next target is going to be the vampires. As much as I despise fighting vampires, holy crap. I truly do hate fighting vampires. In Radius mod, anyways. Because the thing about the vampires is their units are a little more powerful. Because they have a mechanic where when they start to become once the morale goes down, they start to die. Well, Radius is designed so you have long, fun battles, right? Well, it kind of throws off the balance because they don't ever lose morale. So therefore, I have to kill every one of them, and it becomes the most ridiculous grind fest to ever be. So, all right, but before that, let's talk about the news. Trump says he will not waste my time with a virtual debate after CPD announces changes. President Trump, in his first interview since his post-coronavirus test, told Fox Business Maria, name I'm not going to try to pronounce, on Thursday that he will not participate in the next debate, just minutes after the commission of the presidential debate announces the showdown slated October 15th will be virtual. And he is absolutely 100% right. This has nothing, literally nothing to do with the coronavirus or anything like that. This has to do with the fact that if they put it on virtual, they can basically pander heavily to Biden. You know, without any sort of interaction between the two individuals. That's not how you do a debate. It's just not. Now, I know he says this, and I know they say they're gonna do it this way. However, so Biden did do one thing correctly. he does say later on that he'll do it whichever way they want to do it. Because he's not going to say, "Oh, I won't show up if it's live," because Trump will win that debate because they want to have the debate. Or every CNN wants to have that debate. It is by far their best ratings, by a long shot. And everybody loves a good beatdown as far as watching Trump dominate over Biden. But I do believe that the Biden campaign as well as CNN do know that Trump would not do a virtual debate, and they wanted him to seem like they wanted to create a situation where it seemed like he didn't want to do it because he was still sick. So basically, they baited him into being Trump. Because Trump, he's going to do rather predictable things when you do certain things. Like if you say, "Hey, we're going to do this," he's going to rile against you most likely. And that's just who he is as a human being. Unless it's particularly in his favor. Because he is a businessman before he was a president or a politician. So that's just how he is created as a human being. The CPD announced early Tuesday that the second presidential debate will take the form of a town meeting. Who else does town meetings every single time? Well, that would be Biden. That's not pandering at all, is it? In which the candidates would participate from separate remote locations. C-SPAN is still set to moderate the second presidential debate from Miami. Why? Let the dude sit at home. Let him wear. I mean, at this point, you might as well let them sit there in their pajamas. But in a Fox Business interview Tuesday, the president said he would not partake in a virtual debate. Now, so that's slightly different than what it said before. The second debate, he won't take a part in a virtual debate. Because when you're truly debating somebody or when you're trying to have a conversation with someone, if you can't see their body language, see their mannerisms, kind of gauge their actual self, it is very hard to interact with them instantaneously. The human language, and I mean that, and I'm not just talking about English. Any human language, there is more said in a single facial expression while talking than there is in the actual substance of what they're talking. And I'm not talking about the whole micro expressions. Not everybody catches those. Trump probably does because he's been a businessman and he's probably trained in like that way he doesn't go too far with a client. He can see their hesitation appear, so to speak, and he'll back off. So he probably sees those fairly well. Biden has no idea. That's why Biden doesn't care. Is because he has never done that. He gets no information or little information from a face-to-face contact. You can see that in some of the things he says to people. Like he just says things that most of us would be like, "Ooh, why would you say that?" It is not just gaffes or his own personal self. It's just he doesn't actually understand how human beings interact with each other because he doesn't interact with human beings. That's not what he does. Whereas Trump does do that. He is a person-to-person kind of individual. He interacts with individuals all the time. And this is clearly a way to give Biden a head up because if you know anything about even just regular Zoom calls, you can click a button and you turn somebody's voice off. And unlike where it was before, where if they turned Trump's mic off, he'd just pick up over on Biden's. There'd be no difference. And they know that. And that's why they wanted to do this. Is because they have no actual way of stopping Trump from talking during, another person's turn or whatever. Like, I understand that form debates and things like that are what people think that they want. But before, if you look at, sorry, I got the hiccups. Past debates, nobody watched them. It wasn't until Trump came in and started being a dick and being a TV personality, which he is, did people start watching the debates again. They're boring because take the vice presidential debate. If you saw it last night, the woman asked the question, and they just said whatever. They ignored the question and said whatever the hell they wanted. They didn't answer the question. Kamala Harris did it constantly. It was like she had a script and she had to stick to the script, because if she didn't know what to say. Because she's like, Biden's has Alzheimer's and Kamala Harris is a robot. That's what you're voting for. Alzheimer's and a robot. I don't get it. Like, she just kept reiterating the same rhetoric the entire time. She asks her about the stacking the Supreme Court, or we'll get to that actually. Hold on. I digress on that one. We'll get to that. Don't worry. We don't know what the president is going to do. He changes it. This is from Trump, or from Biden. He changes his mind every second. So for me to comment on that would be irresponsible, Biden said. I'm going to follow the commission's recommendations. I.e., tell me what to do. I'm too old to think about this. Leave me alone. But it is the correct thing to do, because he doesn't want to be out of the debate either way. So he's not going to make a declaration one way or the other. He's going to show up either way, which means hopefully we're not going to do the virtual debate, because that would be utterly boring. If you saw any of Biden's the Democratic stuff like they did, where they had one person on stage talking to nobody in the audience, talking to you at home, and then just recorded clips that they screwed up anyway, where AOC says, I support Bernie Sanders for president. Like, that's what they want. They just want this fake, pre-recorded, we're going to ask a question, you're going to answer. We're going to ask you a question, you're going to answer. Well, in that case, it's not a debate. A debate is between the two individuals standing on the stage, not the individual and the moderator. That is not a debate. That is a news interview. It's not correct. It's not a debate. Those two are not going to have they're going to have very little interaction with each other. And that's what Biden wants, because if he goes up again, every time he goes up against Trump, like we saw in the first one, he gets his shit kicked in, and he can't keep up because he's too old. Well, it's not even that. Let me restate that. It's not that he's too old. It's just that he's not intelligent enough to do this. He's not quick. He may be an intellectual individual outside of the debates, and because he's been in politics for a very long time. He seems like a fairly intelligent person to a degree, but he's not quick. He's not the person who makes a decision instantly, whereas Trump is. And in a debate, that's how you have to be. You have to be quick of mind in a debate. Because I say he's too old, but seriously, he's only 8 years older than Trump. Trump's 70, he's 77 or 60. He'll be 70 by the time he starts his next term, whatever. During the interview Tuesday, said he wouldn't be going to sit in a computer debate, calling it ridiculous. And he's absolutely right. It is 100% ridiculous. They're trying to protect Biden, Trump says, and they are. Like, This has got nothing to do with the debate or the coronavirus or anything like that. It is just a way to pander to Joe Biden. And it's ridiculous. And transparent too. That's what's irritating. Is it is a very transparent thing. Any American citizen with half a brain cell, which most of us have at least two, can figure that out. We'll pass on the sad excuse to bail out Joe Biden and do a rally instead. And that's fine. Like, he'll do a rally, he'll have it live cast, probably in better resolution than CNN would anyway. I don't know what is wrong with CNN. Like, they they stream their stuff in like 720 or something. I do better than that with home internet. And this is a major corporation? I don't get that. Vice President Biden looks forward to speaking directly to the American people and comparing his plan for bringing the country together and building back better with Donald Trump's failed leadership, blah, blah, blah. Since the Great Depression, Biden, yeah, no, sorry, you had it. You had a economy that was equal to the Great Depression, and you fixed it almost. Trump fever free, symptom free for 24 hours in flight, blah, 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 blah. He goes on to say that, yeah, I'm looking for the debate on the evening of Thursday, October 2015 in Miami. It will be great. This was October 6th. Meanwhile, shortly after, Commissioner Director Tim Maha said the president planned to take part in the debates. The president intended to debate. He was going to do it, and then they changed the rules. And that's not okay, because they signed contracts beforehand. So basically what it's going to be is they're going to go, well, we need to do it this way. And then President Trump's going to go, no, I signed a contract. You're going to do it this fucking way. Because he's a businessman. And if he wants it a certain way and you've already signed a contract, then that's the way it's going to be. And nobody else they can't change it. They say they can, but they really can't. Yeah, and here it is. A memorandum, I feel great. But yeah, so this is just a sad excuse to try to give Biden an edge in the debate because they know he can't keep up. And that is a very disturbing face I paused that on. But that's that. Vice President Kamala Harris ducks Pence court packing question. Yes, she did. That's not the only question she dodged. I will. All right. Vice President Mike Pence hammered Senator Harris Wednesday night over whether Democrats would pack the Supreme Court should they not get their way, and should Judge Amy Barrett be confirmed to the High Court before Election Day. During the Vice President's debate, Pence said that the American people really deserve an answer on court packing after Democratic nominee Joe Biden ducked the question during the first presidential debate last week, and he did. All right. Are you and Biden going to pack the court if Amy is confirmed? Are you going to pack the court? Pence asked. Your party is actually openly advocating to add seats to the Supreme Court, which have 9 seats for 150 years if you don't get your way. Basically, he's saying whiny babies don't get their way, so they're going to change the rule. Oh, actually, I think Pence added that the Democrat classic case of you can't win by rules, you change the rules. All right, play a game with a 7-year-old and watch what happens. That is what the Democrats are doing. Not even joking. That is what they are doing. When they don't get their way, they change the rules. Not enough people are going to go out and vote. Do mail-in voting. Mail-in voting is failing. Well, I will change the rules again. Go back and vote in person. Everybody get out there. We're going to grab everybody's favorite, every liberal's favorite black lady, which is the first ex-first lady, you know, and everybody loves her. Let's just put her on the screen and tell her to tell people to do things. That's all they've done with, like, all she is a mouthpiece, and it's sad because she's an intelligent person, a very intelligent person. When the time came and it was, Hillary or Miss Obama, because they should have picked Obama. She probably would have won that election. I'm dead serious. Trump would have never become president had they not, had their own suicide notes in their emails from the Clinton. The idea of packing the court is just... Oops, hold on. What is going on? There we go. Sorry. The idea of packing the courts with extra justices attempted unsuccessfully by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1937 to force through parts of his New Deal that were ruled unconstitutional by the High Court. He bubbled away from his fingers from the party. Harris fired back mum on the issue, which means she didn't say anything. The American people deserve to make the decision who will serve for a lifetime. And they did 2 years ago. The Senate's not up for grabs, people. Like, the people who are going to vote on this are going to vote on this regardless. Like, you have a few, seats available, but these are all in highly democratic states already. And either A, they're going to take it, they're going to keep them, or B, they're going to lose them. The likelihood that they're going to lose those seats? No. President Trump may not win because he's President Trump. And, as they often say, orange bad. It's not people voting for Biden. It's people voting against the angry dude, which I don't agree with. Maybe it's because I'm an angry dude. He said it is a different situation as the White House and the Senate are not held by opposite parties. Correct. There is unprecedented amounts of this happening throughout the history of the United States. And every single time it is upheld the same exact way. If House and presidency, or if Senate and presidency are the same, the person gets appointed. If it is opposite, then they don't get appointed. That's just how it is. That's how it's always been. And they want to make it this great big deal that, this great huge, conspiracy that it's never happened before. It's not the way you were supposed to do it. No, that is the way it's always been done. I'm sorry, but it is. Let's take this for instance. Before the Democrats wanted to change the rules, you used to have 60% in the Senate to appoint a judge. Well, guess what? The Democrats changed it because they wanted to push through a bunch of justices. They wanted to push through two justices, and they couldn't get 60% majority on the people they were trying to appoint. So what happened? Well, the Democrats were like, well, we only need a 51% to change the rule. So we're going to change the rule. And the dude who's on the majority leader in the Senate now said, you will regret this. And voila, they're regretting it. It's almost as if, when you change the rules that were put into place by the founding fathers, you undo some of the things that they did to try to make it equal among the two parties. Yet, if you don't get your way, you change the rules, watch what happens. It's ridiculous. But yeah, no, throughout the entirety of this thing, and he was at a distinct disadvantage. I'm not gonna lie. Come after the next 4 years, I think this man is intelligent. He is well spoken. He's like a mild version of Angry Orange Man. He is a more, I don't know, palatable Angry Man, because he doesn't he admits when Trump does wrong, or when they're he is a very honest person, which is surprising to me for being a politician. So, but yeah, there's another one in there where they ask about the Green New Deal, and she ducks that question hardcore. Now, the moderator, they don't even show her throughout the debate, not like the other guy where he's constantly being shown. They don't even show the moderator, but at the very beginning. And you get the distinct impression that they feel like maybe that was the reason why it was so bad. I don't know. But every question they ask her, if it's not on the script, just answer what's on the script. You see her look down and then pick a point and answer that question and answer that instead, because she doesn't know. They asked her about the Green New Deal, and she's like, "We have a deal. We have an idea." Well, is it almost the same thing as the Green New Deal? We have a deal in place. We never said we were going to stop, we're going to ban the fracking industry or any of this other stuff, or stop, oil. Well, yes, they did. And yes, it's in the Green New Deal, and nobody knows their actual idea about the environment because they won't release it, because it's the Green New Deal. Don't let that happen, people. If that happens, among many things, people are going to die of cold, of exposure. All you're going to do is reduce, they're like, we want to rely on renewable energies. Explain to me what's renewable, please. Because there's only one really truly renewable resource, and it's not what you think it is. It's not their idea of renewable energy. Take, for instance, solar. Okay, well, if you are a liberal and you are, all for the solar power energy, then you, sir, are all for slavery. And I am not fucking joking. Most of the materials that are used in making solar panels are mined in Africa by warlords under slave labor. Does anybody remember blood diamonds? Does anybody remember the travesty that occurred when you buy things from Africa that are not under a legitimate government? Horrible, horrible things. And every time you buy a solar panel, you are advocating for that. The resources have to come out of the ground. So you have mining, deforestation, um, and pollutants being pumped into rivers because it's got to go somewhere. So you're destroying Africa so you can have solar panels? Well, that doesn't seem right. Now, mind you, Russia has it. America has some of the materials, just not to the same quantity that Africa does. Wind, you say. Wind is a renewable resource. All right. So let's take the cost of one wind turbine, which is a couple $100,000, and it creates 1/10 of the power of a coal plant or a oil plant. Well, that's fine. It's a cleaner energy, you say. Okay. You're not wrong. It does not produce as much pollutants. You're absolutely correct. Into the oxygen in the air. However, every bit of what this thing is made out of cannot be recycled or reused. It is not renewable, and they last about 7 years. Making one coal or oil burning plant, well, we have some of the originals that are still running. Mind you, retrofitted to a degree for better, well, both in the lack of pollution and in just regular economics of what the equality or not. God, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, they produce better results. 'Cause I can't think of the word right now. Yes, solar panels last 25 to 30 years. Beck says. You are absolutely correct, madam. I would have gotten to that eventually, but the wind one is much more dramatic. That they last up to 10 years, maximum 10 years, and there are replacements and repairs that are needed during that time frame. And those great big 65-foot blades are non-recyclable materials, plastics, that just go into the dump. That's it. They go into the dump. There's nowhere to put them. You cannot recycle them because of what they're made out of. They're honeycomb composite plastic is what they're made out of. Because they need to be very, very light, but also very, very strong. But if a bird slams into one and deforms the airfoil design, it has to be stopped. That means no power is created. And this is not a like, oh, easy, pop, pop. No, this is going to take a week or, a few days at least. I'm sure if it was a mainstay in the power, that you would have a greater response time to its repair. If that makes sense? But right now it takes almost a week to repair one of those blades because you have to go get it, bring it there, and then replace it, and then turn the power back on, and then chart and prime it. So it consumes electricity to prime the turbine to get it back to spinning. That's true for almost anything you do when starting it. Your engine does the same thing, you just don't know it does it. If you look at the old cars where they use a little hand crank to turn the car to get it to start, it's the same thing. This is just a turbine doing it. So it consumes electricity, taking it out of the system to get it to start. And those are, even though they're big and they're lightweight, that's a lot of blades. And so, all right, so that's just for a blade. That's one blade. Those blades are disposable in a sense in that regard. But the turbine that's inside of it and the structure itself, because it has to be the main strut is reusable, but the top part, the turbine inside, the housing in which is around it, that stuff only has a 10-year lifespan before it has to be replaced. And none of that is recyclable material either. So none of the wind turbine is a renewable resource. And in all honesty, it would cost for your power needs and power, it would cost you more by an astronomical number if that's the only way you got power. Because those things are millions of dollars a piece. A piece. And they only last 10 years. Your power bill would be like, well, it would be probably 20-fold what it is now. So if you pay $100 a month in electricity, you're talking $2,000 a month in electricity. Yeah, 2,000. Imagine paying $2,000 a month in electricity. Now, I can tell you right now what that is like, because Italy creates little to no of its own power. It pipes it in from Germany and Austria. It brings that in from other states or other countries in Europe, which create their power through mostly renewable, quotation marks there, resources, be it wind and solar, and there's a lot of hydroelectric as well, which has its own level of problems too. They aren't as severe as others, but that's probably closer to a renewable resource. But once you start damming up all the rivers, you start running into other issues where, California needs water to survive. And if we dam up every river between here and, between California and every other state, well, then they don't get any more water. They get electricity, just no water. And they don't, these different kinds of resources, they don't produce enough electricity by any stretch of the imagination. California has rolling brownouts and blackouts every single year. Like clockwork. All the time. So that means randomly you won't have electricity. Well, what if it's especially hot or especially cold? So in California, it's really like rolling, as far as temperature goes, rolling brownouts and blackouts. There's a reason why California is so sought after as far as where people want to live there. It's close to, now not in my personal opinion, I don't like the heat, but they aren't too hot. They're not like Arizona where it's 100, and they're not too cold. It's not like up in Oregon where it gets down into the 30s and 40s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. They sit in this kind of like Goldilocks zone for temperature. Not my personal preference, but I prefer the 20s and 30s and 40s. That's my goal in life, is to live in a place like that. It'll never happen, but that's okay. We have air conditioning. Life will continue. But you can't expect that. So let's say you live in Colorado. How many old people are going to die because they can't pay their bill, or because there's rolling brownouts and they die of exposure in their own homes? Because it's 2 degrees outside, their heat turns off, and they die. Yeah, in Italy, I paid upwards of $1,300 a month in power bills. This is for one person with 2 bedrooms and a kitchen. That's it. That's all I had. I had a huge house, but I kept it all boarded up and locked up. It had a downstairs with like a whole nother room, like a whole nother basement downstairs that was never turned on. I killed the power to it. It in no way, shape, or form had air conditioning or anything like that. In fact, the only air conditioning that was available was literally at my front door. Europeans have very strange air conditioning systems. They are odd. It's not like what you and I know. They do have access to central cooling, but for the most part, most of their homes were built long before you could do that, and most of their homes are built out of concrete. Or, like not something you can put things like that in. Like central air conditioning and things like that. They just don't go in there. But yeah, so I understand what it's like to contemplate whether or not you're going to be able to pay your electric bill or your rent. Now, mind you, I had subsidies too. I don't know how they survived. Being a military member, I paid my electric and gas and stuff through the actual government. They had deals in place due to being basically the Italian government signed deals with the United States government to say, hey, we're not going to be able, we're going to subjugate or sublet some of this money. Take some of the cost of living here out so you guys can stay here because they wanted us in the country. So I didn't even pay full amount on electricity. Yet people did there. How is beyond my reckoning. Way beyond my reckoning. But that's what this woman would like to put in. This woman and that man would like to put into place in your country. All right. Well, that's enough on that. We will get to the coup de grace news after we play a little Total War. Alrighty. What am I going to do? Oh. Can you move? No, you are at full movement. I have stuff I can build here. Newland can have that. Are any of these places anything to upgrade? I don't see anything I can build. Let's hit the tab. Province. Whoa. What is Sturtland? Oh. Nothing. Okay. We will check what do we want to do next for research. Oh, -5 upkeep for all units. Yes, please. -5% upkeep for all units. That's amazing. In 5 years, I'm about to or 5 turns, I'm about to have some serious cash increase. And the dwarves are building another stack. It will do them little to no good. Yeah, don't step over here, buddy. I will obliterate you. Because I have access to the underway. Alright. I'm sorry. Did somebody say you could build an army? Because I don't think I said you could do that. And I think I'm going to hold true to that. And we're just going to start this off with a battle. Because I think I can do better than that for... As far as casualties, I have 2 catapults and 2 big-ass spiders. I don't think I... Oh, and I have another entire army behind me. Because we're still in WOG status. If I'm not mistaken, it's a full or close to full stack now too. So fun times indeedy. All right. Start deployment. Where are these guys coming in at? Over there. Well, we're going to take everything. We're going to move it. I think I like this side, so we're going to... And it's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. Anyway. And we'll move it down here a little bit more. There we go. I don't know if those are completely out of range, but where are my kitty poults? See, are those within range? No, not yet. I think they are now, though. No? Not quite. A little farther ahead. Oh, let's move you a little bit farther. There we go. In range. How are you not? Oh, you're not special. Hold on. That one's in range now, and that one's definitely in range. All right. I'll start the battle. No, no. Destroy that, please. And play.
We'll do this. Shifting. Run, boys. Boys. Moving fast.
Yep, keep you guys from running out there into the middle of targeting range. I don't mind if you die. I just don't want you to do it where it's useful to me. You're gonna die. You're gonna die usefully.
Moving fast. We have a great time. Moving fast. The lads are ready. Goblins. Moving fast.
Come on, go be useful.
Gobbo's rule. Stickers.
All right. How are we doing over here? 98%.
Where's Gobbo's?
Now this one.
Stab 'em.
And destroy, please. And group. Oh, you go in that group as well. And group. You can group. And melee is for you. Group. And I don't care, you can go over there. Alright, that should be sufficient for the grouping. And we we are at 98%. All right. Now this one. This one. No. Come on. Blow it up. Come on. Blow it up. Shoot it. Shoot it now. Shoot it here. Shoot it there. Shoot it everywhere. Come on. Shoot the damn tower. No, 22%. They're shooting it. $42. 50, 56, 61. Doodly doo. All the rocks fling into it. $87, and this next one should blow it up. There we go. Now shoot the wall. Blow up the wall. Once they blow up the wall, there'll be no dudes up there. And wow, we're doing way better on ammo than we did last time. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe I got some level ups that gave me more ammunition. $64. Dang. 90%. You can start attacking that one. Well, the other one attacks this one that should kill it. Alright. Now you can both do it. And now the usefulness of them being up there is slim to none. And then I'll blow up this wall after that. And it'll make it so very easy to destroy them. Because I do love an offensive siege battle where I have a distinct advantage. Maybe I won't blow up that wall. They don't seem to be guarding it anyway. And boom. There we go. Now they're all nice, neat, and in a row up here. Right on top of the tower. Ooh, I can move my... I can move my dude up. Actually, we will overcharge Foot of Gork. Right there. That's 200 meters, which should be outside of their shooter's range. And I will start moving these guys up. Along with the archers. And the gate's almost broken. Yep, gate's broken. Where is he at? He's still moving. There we go. And skadoosh. Oh, sad face. Brainbuster? Yep. Okay. Oh. Well, that's irritating. What are they shooting at? I want you to shoot at these guys instead. You're almost out of ammunition. And we'll go back to play speed. Let's see if this gets him. It's a very hinky spell. And it hurt him a little bit. But not as much as I had hoped. Oh, apparently that dude on the tower has long-range spells as well. He's been killing my orc dude. So.
The war is here. Shifting.
Let's rain down some arrows, shall we? And alright, move back. You're gonna get killed. Give them something else to shoot at. Oh good, they're out of range. I really don't want my dude to die. But all those arrows are doing plenty of good work.
Bring them to our hides.
Ooh, they actually have a lot of dudes over here still. For what reason, I don't understand. What are you doing? Get back. Into line. That was dumb. Why would you do such a thing? Get over there and start shooting again, please. Stay on defensive this time. Thank you. Shoot them and don't chase them. There we go. Back to right. There we go. Litter them with arrows. We got like 14 dudes shooting at us from over there. What's the range on this? 200. Melee attack. Let's see. Move up the spiders. We will move this group over here. And skadoosh. Let's see, how are they doing? I think they should change their target. Go back to targeting these guys.
Black Hawks. Moving fast.
Raining arrows down all over. Again, Why are you up there? Get back here. At least it's a warg army, not one of my real units. Jesus. And they are mostly... This is basically a foregone conclusion at this point. Let's have you do that instead. Let's have you guys shoot at this guy. And yeah. Seem to be handily winning these battles over here. And please do come forward, spiders. And that's another unit dead. And he's going to keep casting fire, apparently. Oh, unit pathing malfunction. 2 spiders, 1 hold. Both are too big to get through it at one time. Go kill them. And you, come kill this.
Let's scrap. Have it. Moving fast. We is better than them.
Oh. Let's kick it into high gear. Well, that's not very helpful anymore there, guys. You're just kind of wasting arrows. Come shoot these guys. And there's not too much left here. The spider is annihilating that guy. Jesus. What are you guys shooting at? You look like you're just shooting my own men. Oh. Yeah, let's get the archers out of the way.
Moving fast.
And you as well. Hurry, hurry. JC! How many years is it in Wizarding World years? I don't know. Oh, how many years is that in Wizarding World years? Oh, I get it. I don't know. I think that's 350. I think they just added 0 to stuff, don't they? She's not that inventive.
Stabbers ready. Get it. Get scrapped.
Oh, did you already kill that other? Yeah, you did. Go, destroy that. Handily and quickly. There he is. I was going to say, he needs to hurry up and get over there. So how are you doing today, JC? And they're dead.
Biggest, brutalist orc.
Biggest, brutalist orc. Oh, I thought they were already dead. Let's go back to killing it.
Show us the enemies.
Warlord of Eight Peaks. Ah. Why is it paused? Play.
Biggest, brutalist orc.
He is the biggest, brutalist orc. Then go kill him. No, I wasn't referring to Bex, but I was referring to Rawling. No, I think I'm what Weasley and she's Hermione, so I think that's how that works out. Oh, did you now? You tried to oh, you okay, I get you. No, I have never tried role-playing as Harry Potter. The only thing I've ever role-played as was back when you could actually hit people with real metal objects at a Renaissance convention thing when I was like 12. I get it, JC. You were trying to sell women wood, and they thought it was great. I get it, JC. Question is, did you get any takers on the wood? Yay! Ooh, $6,000. I'll take it. And no more dwarvies. Cool. Alright, I say that's good. Repair that. And build that. Ah, I see. All right, folks. Well, I'd say that was a pretty good start to our adventure in the game. It's a pretty good one. We're going to move on to our last bit of a death hag, huh? So for you, that just means a woman who will stick around and deal with you till you're dead. I get it. I'm the same way, bud. Yes, you're absolutely right. He does indeed take. He's got all the youngins all wrapped up. JC says only. JC says my next role play, I'm going to be Malakath and try to get me. And I'm going to get to find a death hag. Only older ladies, but Biden got all the young kids. That's what. All right. JC, always good for a hoot. All right, we have postal worker charged after nearly 2,000 pieces of mails, including ballots found in trash. And this is in New Jersey. This happened yesterday. They charged him pretty quick. A 26-year-old postal worker from New Jersey faces federal charges after nearly 2,000 pieces of mail, including ballots, were found discarded in dumpsters. But prosecutors do not believe there was any political motive in the case. BS. That is no. I'm sorry, but there was 100% political motivation behind that. And this is the reason why mail-in ballots don't work to begin with. You have a huge, overclogged, over-bureaucrated system that you're trying to shove more into. It's not set up for it, people. Now, do I think it can be a viable voting solution? Yes. You just don't try it right away. Oregon has been doing it for almost a decade. And it works there. However, they have had it for a decade. It did not work well the first 4 or 5 years. It did not. There was screw-ups, there was lost ballots, there was thrown away stuff. All these same things happened before. Long before anybody else came up with the idea. A 26-year-old postal worker from... already read that. He faces charges of delay, secretion, detention of mail, and obstruction of mail after about 1,875 pieces of mail, including 99. That's 100 general election ballots, including... intended for Essex County, New Jersey. Locations were found in dumpsters on Friday and Monday. So he did this twice. So here's the thing. This is what they found. How long has he been doing this? And the trash people just do their job, pick up the trash, throw it away, it goes to the dump. Who knows how many people's votes will not be counted this year because the Democrats insisted that this was going to be a better way for them to vote. Basically, they wanted to get more people to vote, to subvert votes, all this stuff. Now, I don't know which side of the political aisle this guy stands on. And it doesn't really matter who chose to do it. I don't care if you're Trump or Biden. Mail-in voting is a bad idea. Really bad. And no, it's not just one person. This is like the 12th or something. I just wanted to get into this particular one because it was a lot of mail. Just to get the point across. That this cannot happen. Not with your vote. Democracy doesn't work without votes. If you voted this year in mail, go to the poll, vote in person. I don't care. Go to the polling booths, pack a lunch, do whatever you need to do. Grab your tablet, grab your Kindle, grab your Switch. Hell, in all honesty, you can set up in proximity local networks with a Switch, with the portable ones, and you can literally turn the whole experience, into a fun, like, gamer fest while doing voting. You have to do nothing else. You can do Wi-Fi is everywhere, people. And the cool thing about the Switch, though, is you don't actually need Wi-Fi to get it accomplished. But yeah, go out, vote. And when you're done voting, don't just tell them no to the transcript to what you voted for. Because there have been, especially in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, they rolled all these brand new machines out of nowhere, this new kind of machine that nobody's seen before. They just all of a sudden, oh, here's a new machine. Check over what you actually voted for. Because that is highly suspicious as to why they would do that. So go check what you actually came out in the vote, just to make sure your vote was counted correctly. If there's a mistake, bring it up to the people, then bring it up to the news. Because if enough people have that problem, we can then address that as well. Because if there is something that does not need to happen in this country, is vote stealing, voter fraud. We need to stop that, nip it in the bud right this minute. We need to come together as an entire country and say, hey, we may have political differences, but we all believe in the base foundation of this country, which is one vote, one voice. All right? And your vote, every time you vote, it goes to your vote counts. The Electoral College does not negate your vote. The Electoral College allows, especially in smaller states, allows you to have a bigger voice. You think Wyoming, which has, I think, 4 or 6 Electoral College points, do you think they would have any voice if we did strictly by populace? No. The entire country would be run by California and New York City. That'd be it. So go out, vote, and do your civic duties. Make sure your vote is heard. So we will, but I will keep a track on this, and as I go through, and if I find more, I'm going to bring up the more of these particular instances, because you guys need to know this, because if it affects your immediate area, because I know JC, at least if I remember correctly, he said he lived in the New York area, and he came up with some good points on something I was covering once before. And so if it's impertinent to you in your area, I want it to be covered. I want you guys to know. I want to get as much information out about this, because this is important to our country as a whole. But that about does it for my time today, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you like the shorter platform or the longer one. I didn't have much in the way of, like, other than that, it's Trump-Pence stuff for days. I couldn't really find much else. I actually had to search and dig for this, because I saw it earlier on yesterday. But the moment the vice presidential debate came out, man, it just got buried. This is important. This is far more important than if Trump slammed Harris, or if Harris got a good one in on Pence. It doesn't matter. So, not in the long run. Watch them, understand it, try to gain as much information that is pertinent to the situation as you can. But guys, go out, vote, get your voice heard, and we will see you all next time.